Hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. I am Razim, and this is House of the Deathsinger, World of Darkness, Werewolf, Season 2, Episode 8, Paralogue, the Storyteller. And today is the first reveal of our tabletop layout version 3. Hopefully you all like it. We worked hard on getting everything set up here. Let's reveal it. Oh.
Hey, looks nice.
Hello there, Era. Huh?
That does look good.
I think it looks good. I did listen to everybody's feedback. We made the the tabletop view, the game view, whatever you want to call it, a little bit bigger. As big as I could make it. I kind of rearranged things a bit. It feels better for me this way. Plus, it'll make better for converting into clips as well. Eventually, we will get character cards that'll go in the bottom right there. But for now, we got the logo in that spot. I made our... Oh, there's a flash flood warning. Good thing we're on the 3rd floor. Anyways. I made the zoomed in view of the chat box from the game bigger. So there's that at least. And also moved it over there where it's right below where the chat box is anyways. So it kind of feels better to me there. But anyways, I hope you all like the new layout. For now, let's go ahead and get started with introductions. Kurt?
Hello everyone, I am Kurt. I am the storyteller of this game. I am here to bring happy fun times, though we might not have many happy fun times right now because we don't have the people who cause the happy fun times for me, usually. So we'll figure out other ways to create happy fun times. Anyway, I'm the one who runs the games. I'm the one who works and weaves these wonderful adventures for all of our dear looks at Toshime carefully. People who so like to embrace my plots and not at all cause havoc and destruction with what I have planned. Bonk. Yes, let me turn it over to you guys.
Alright, I'm Foxfiend. I play Maddie, the daughter of the local mob boss, John Marcone.
Right, my turn. I am Razim, or just Zim, and I am playing... oh, that's something I need to fix. I'll worry about that in a moment. I am playing as Michael, the werewolf, the spy of the group, though his role in the group has also gone through a bit of an upheaval recently when he died. Pretty sure he's a zombie now. Or a lich.
He is not either.
Does he have a phylactery now?
No.
Oh. So he must be a vampire werewolf.
He is not a vampire. He is not Sparkle.
I want to eat your heart.
Well,
and the rest of you.
I don't know how I feel about this. Are you confused?
He wants to eat you.
I'm just gonna go over here.
And I would be Toshime, and I am playing Perry, the Spirit Talker.
Perry the Platypus!
Who's more willing to deal with Fae than some of my other characters.
Bonk. Also, technically, that would be tier 1 of the tip goal completed, thanks to Tiger. Thank you again so much for that, Tiger.
Hold that tiger.
Was there anything else that we needed to cover at all?
Right. Brain is very scattered today. Recap. Go for it, Maddie.
Okay. So last time we, our party met with a Lord Flufferkins and
Lord Flufferkins, Esquire the Second!
yes,
You'll
that
use my
person,
full title, peasant!
Mr. Esquire, and took a job from him involving hunting down a ghost among his warehouse facilities, and we met up with the ghost and started figuring that Lord Flufferkin Esquire, the
Lord
however
Flufferkins,
many.
Esquire the Second!
I thought you were the
My
third.
name should not be this difficult to remember, peasant! Though you are female, so perhaps that's the reason.
Fine.
This guy was definitely
Has
not this much of an
Peasant
asshole
Flufferbutt
last time.
sent us to
I know.
take care of a ghost.
But I can have fun since you're just doing the recount.
And if Peasant Flufferbutt decides to keep poking
Lord
and prodding,
Flufferkins, Esquire the Second!
he'll find his fluffy butt eaten by a werewolf at some point. Anyways,
It's true what they say. You are a bitch.
can be.
Well, now I've been demonetized.
Don't worry, pretty soon you are what you eat.
Hello, Jaffer. Good to see you.
Jaffer, I think the first one worked better. Yes, soon he'll be Fluffy the Turd.
Oh god.
Oh crap, I forgot to fix the Marten videos.
Quick, fix it.
Oh no! Fix the Marten videos.
Okay, so yeah,
Anyways.
as you guys can tell, we're gonna have some growing pains with the new setup.
Some technical
Apologies.
difficulties. And we stumbled across some numbers that indicated that Lord Fluffy, what's his name, may not be as
Lord Fluffy the
as
Turd.
legit.
Lord
and
Flufferkins, Esquire the
Lord
Second.
Fluff Turd, the third, may not be as above table as he would like to indicate.
Above the board, yeah.
I am perfectly on board with exactly what I am required to do so. Honestly, you peasants do not understand how to do a basic recap. You should be regaling the jobs that I'm bringing to this city. And the storyteller wants to have fun during the recap. But yes, I am Lord Fluffykins, the Esquire of the Second. Do the recap again, and make sure you get my good side this time.
You know,
So
I
yeah,
could purposely screw it up more if I go to doing it.
I know there's not much there, but who wants a snack?
But yes, was there anything else to add?
I don't know. I may take this one. He called me a bitch.
You know, you have full rights to it. Go for it.
Awesome.
Yes. Was there anything actually to add to the recap?
Duke.
That we're actually working with the ghost this time, and we were starting to look through the actual secure room.
Yes.
Why is it not visible? It should be visible.
Appease the machine spirits.
Because the Marten is hiding.
Marten Kun, we need you. Summon thou Marten Kun. Summon the Marten in attack mode.
Okay. Gotta stop the Marten vid thing. The Marten bot. Find a Marten video. Carry on. I'm just gonna be a little distracted fixing things. I apologize.
You're good. Alright. So anything else anyone wants to add before we get in?
Nothing more from me.
Okay. Just checking. All right, so as you guys are going through speaking with this ghost, there is a faint glow around Maddie, Michael, and Perry before you vanish.
Oh dear.
And you appear in the sixth circle, right in front of Alric, who is currently behind the bar, cleaning a glass as he just kind of pauses and looks at you three before sighing. Again, really? Also, hi Michael, how are you feeling?
I feel like I could go for some blood.
You're not a vampire.
Then perhaps I'm a ghoul.
You're not a
I need a
ghoul.
bone to gnaw on.
Why do you need a boat?
Well, that's
He
what
wants to
they've
be a
always
good
shown as in the monster manual. They're usually eating a bone.
Those aren't actual ghouls. Ghouls
Oh,
are
right,
people who
there
were
are.
enslaved by vampires.
Right. I remembered that. Totally.
Uh-huh.
I am not trying to make sure Martens are working instead of actually banana.
You're good. I'm enjoying all the cute little Martens that are flashing by the screen.
And does Maddie understand what the sixth circle is?
Maddie
Yeah,
was here
she's been
once.
there before.
Yep. She was part of the last one.
I mean the joke for the name.
I don't think I've had the joke explained to me.
Do you know what the sixth circle of hell is?
I don't recall which one it is.
Heretics.
Oh. Okay.
Heretic! 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 Oh my god, look at that Marten. He is attacking the lemon.
Of course, after he tastes sour.
That is fucking adorable.
She's trying to save her human. Also, I might be distracted from actually fixing this by, the Marten video.
It's
His
fruit,
lemon
it's supposed to be
must
sweet.
attack. I am also distracted by cute little Marten going after lemon. And now he gets ice cream. Where's that popcorn?
It's
looks more
peaches and cream.
cottage cheese.
Ah,
Yeah.
Oh, it's peaches and cream.
it is adorable.
Also, this one is Umora. She's a girl.
And here's another little distraction.
A magnanimous dispensation.
Okay, at least that's working.
$100.
He has
Toshime.
egg.
Thank you so much for the tip and supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. The tip goal has been fully completed.
We have friend Kun.
So yeah, shall we actually get started? Right, we're in the sixth circle.
Yes, you just appeared there.
Okay, so not a vampire, not a ghoul. I shall have to think on this.
He walks over and picks up a clipboard and kind of leaves the sheet up and kind of looks it over. Looks like you three have someone who wanted to see you guys.
Oh?
He doesn't come out very often. Wow. Kind of surprised myself. Upstairs, second door on the right. Trust me, you don't want to miss this
Dick.
one.
Alright. Upstairs, second door on the right. Gotcha.
There.
Yeah, this is
Marten
like one of
bot has
those
been
meeting rooms
fixed.
you guys were at before. Look at Marten, he is working. He is working hard. He is gonna make the mun-muns. Guys, do you guys want to head up to the room then?
Okay.
Yeah, sure. That's the obvious direction to go.
After
Alright,
seeing the Marten Heimerdinger video.
You guys head on up. The door is unlocked as you open it. And as you step in, it is a very nice. It's a very nice room. You can see there are some couches laid out with some very, very nice looking pillows. Very comfy looking. These aren't like show couches. These are for actually like laying down and using. And also it seems like there's a few tables with some food and drink already laid out on it. And
We
you
found
see
the
also
casting couches.
what?
We found the casting couches.
You also see a large pillar of salt on like the main table.
Domino.
And from the pillar of salt rises, "Oh, hello, darling!"
Hello, Domino.
As he bursts out of the pillar of salt like it was a cake.
What is the occasion?
Oh, so delightful to see you all, darlings. Actually, I am here paying back a debt.
Oh,
Yes, I am paying back a debt to someone that I have owed for quite some time. He waves a hand over, and you can see what looks to be an old man sitting at the table with a very large book in his hand. And he's just kind of watching with like a ghost of a smile on his face.
and who might your old friend be?
He is called the Storyteller. He knows quite a lot, allow me to say. There's very little that escapes his attention for long, or not something that he has found out about. And, well, it seems that he wishes to grace you with his presence, darlings. Which, let me tell you, is very, very rare, darlings. Very rare. It is not often that he chooses to show himself to you lots.
And Maddie will turn to the storyteller and give a light bow. And it's a pleasure to meet you, storyteller. Name's Maddie.
He will nod his head to you, Maddie. Yes, it is quite nice to meet you. I have been following your tales for quite some time. Very interesting, always intriguing. But it is a delight to make your acquaintance in person. And your two companions?
Well, I'm Michael, and I'm dead.
You're not dead,
You're
Michael.
not
You are
dead.
very much alive.
And I'm Perry, and I'm a werewolf.
Would you like to come sit with me? As he waves a hand, and 3 chairs just slide out.
Okay.
Certainly.
I don't see why not.
It is a delight to make all of your acquaintances. And, well, I figured we might be due for a little bit of a chat.
No?
Indeed, I'm quite interested in your progress, but I'm also curious about you yourselves because, well, I wish to ask, how much do you know about your own people?
I'm sorry, what do you mean by that?
Werewolf history.
Your people's culture, your myths, your stories, what you say happened in the past. How much do you yourselves know of your own past? God damn it, Thor. I told you not to show up while I'm here. Very, very, very loud thunder and lightning, I think, nearby.
Yeah, we've got
Didn't
a
hear
severe thunderstorm.
Doesn't look like there's any rain here, just lightning right now so far.
Yeah, it hasn't been much rain here yet either, but supposed to
it's
be
on
a
the
severe
way.
thunderstorm. Yeah. So yeah, if I suddenly, if the stream suddenly drops, well, you guys know what happened.
We have no power. Yeah, and if I vanish, well, hopefully that doesn't happen, but I think it should be okay.
If the stream disappears, it's either one of two things: the power or something Zim's working on.
Yeah, me working on something could possibly break the stream itself. So I think I fixed it. I think I've got everything in order. Maybe.
Maybe. Yes.
Well, darling, since the storyteller's here, I suppose I can also assist him as well. Make it a little bit more interesting, I suppose. But darling, well, the storyteller doesn't speak very often, so I figure I can take over for a little bit. Domino, you always like to be the center of attention. I enjoy talking very much. Oh, hush you, darling. I never get to do this with my babies.
Foxfiend can't get the eggs out.
Oh my god.
It works.
Oh my god, that's so adorable. He's trying so hard. He tried so hard and got so far.
In the end, it doesn't even matter.
You win, Duke, 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 Duke.
So, Maddie, what do you know about werewolves?
I'm no history buff or anything, but I know the basics. At least I like to think I do.
That you work for the worm and you're trying to get rid of Gaia.
Well done.
That's not.
My dear sweet Maddie, darling, tell me, in your own words, what do you believe your history is? I would like to hear it myself, darling.
I mean, there is a lot to it. But the short of it is that we are the keepers of Gaia, and we are in a constant fight with the worm, and yeah, well, that's the short of it.
Ah, darling, where is your sense of adventure? Where is your growth? Where is the crescendo of a story? Darling, 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 no. No, I will not have such imperfection in my presence.
I do apologize. I never was one on studying history.
Also, it is orange out. Who changed the coloring? Orange is an absolutely imperfect color. It does horrible things to my skin. Also, I'm not lying. It's literally looks like it's orange outside on the buildings.
We've got one of those thunderstorms where the clouds are kind of just covering the area right above us, and the sun is going down. So the sun is still lighting up things despite the cloud covering.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, I put in for clear skies today because I need my absolutely perfection to shine through. And I can't do it with this. But I shall persevere. Through this imperfect, I shall raise its perfection. But yes, darling, honestly, you want to tell a story like that, you're going to put everyone to sleep, darling. No. I know what I'll do. We shall have a show!
Oh, that sounds wonderful, Domino.
Oh no.
Yes, and this will be an audience interactive show as well. So feel free to add in questions to queries or throw in your own advice and thoughts. We would love to hear from you all, darlings.
There are two types of people in this world. The first kind, the crazy ones that are like, oh, that's wonderful, Domino. And then the vast majority of the rest that are like,
I may be slightly insane, yes. No.
Everything is fine. Everything is fine.
What are you talking about? I've never had a negative interaction with Domino ever.
Everyone has one eventually. You can't get away from it with him. He's mad. Mad!
Just gotta be mad right with him.
Well, darlings. He claps his hands twice as your comfy chairs turn into like...
If he's mad, he should really just get himself some Glad trash bags then.
As Domino is now dressed as the Mad Hatter.
No. If Domino's Mad Hatter, am I Alice?
You are now.
Well, if I'm Alice, Zim gets to be the White Rabbit.
I'm debating between Michael or Perry.
I would say Drake, but Drake's not here.
Looks like we're late.
Perry. As your chairs change, becoming a very, very, like, soft, top-of-the-line, like, theater seat for you to sit back in and relax in. And
I was away for a second getting more water, but I am the giant fat caterpillar that's just constantly smoking.
Constantly high.
Huge.
Who are you?
Yes.
Anyways, carry on.
Domino claps his hand again as a stage rises up from the ground before you. And he takes to the stage. Now, darlings, prepare yourselves to see on stage one and only What broke this time, Zim?
Oh, the stream. It's more. I didn't resize the stream raters for the new size. But hey, you guys I'm using this opportunity to show visually how much bigger the game view is now.
Honestly, darling, good recovery. I must give it. But it's only about an 8 out of 10. You need to own it more, darling.
Yes, this was totally planned. I anticipated this course of events just to show you all exactly how much bigger I made the game view, and that I listened to your feedback because you guys wanted more. We gave you more. So here you go. Here's your more.
And what does Maddie know about rage?
So, darling, let us begin. At the beginning, shall we, darlings? He claps his hands as he begins to waltz across the stage, and you can see figures begin to move on the stage. One looks to be a great serpent, black as onyx, slowly, just kind of almost flying through the air as it just moves around. One of them is a great spider, spinning and weaving a giant web from which it sits in the center of. And then the third is a riot of color. It's like a rainbow. It almost like an ocean of color, just swirling, eating, moving back in on itself, and then flowing outwards again. And Domino looks at you three. Do you know what these three are, darlings, before we continue the show?
Well, there's the worm, the pattern spider thing, the weaver.
The weaver.
The wild, the weaver, and the worm.
Correct, darling, correct. I am glad you're able to name at least two of the three. You have been paying at least a little bit of attention, darling. But yes, this is known as the triad. The wild, he points to the flowing sea of rainbow. The weaver, he points to the spider. And the worm, he points to the giant serpent. They are what you mortals would call the building blocks of your reality. They, according to you, are what created all that you see here before you. From the wild, he waves a hand to the wild as it takes center stage, and from it you can see chaos, creatures, animals, plants, things, rising out of this sea of color before immediately getting pulled back into it. It's pure chaos, pure insanity, pure madness. Anything and everything you can see come out of this sea before just as quickly being sucked back into it and unmade. From the wild comes potential, comes growth, comes imagination. It is, well, what I am particularly tied to myself, darlings, if you would like to know. We Fae are of the wilds. It is our home among homes. He kind of lets out an almost nostalgic sigh. Once it was far greater than it is now, far larger and more incomposing. A massive sea upon which reality sat upon. Oh, how I long for those days. And from this sea of potential, though, this sea of chaos, came order, unity. And he waves a hand to the spider, and you can see the spider reaching down with two of its claws, kind of grab some of the sea and pull it up, its little talons working over it as threads begin to move through it. And from this, it is able to shape an object, an item. It works rapidly, creating buildings, people, plants, and animals.
From the wild, the weaver created.
The weaver took the chaos, the madness, and gave it form. It gave it solidity. It gave it identity. It gave it its solid, permanent shape. That was its duty. To spin anything into something. To give potential an actual form. Honestly, I don't understand why you people enjoy such things, but well, that is neither here nor there, darling. Because honestly, if you could just go back to being like us, it would be wonderful. But well, I suppose you just don't really understand what it's like. But it's okay. It's okay. I don't judge
rely
you.
on us.
What?
You said, wouldn't it be great if we could return to that? Become more like you, but don't you rely on us?
Well, darling, you're interesting. You're amusing. You are these solid things that have identity. And, well, you create things. Wonderful things. Terrible things. Interesting things. It's fascinating watching you. But it's also somewhat boring after a while with most mortals. You're just the same all the time. Every second of every day, honestly. But it's not your fault for all the interestingness. There is some things that are just, well, boring about you. But that is neither here nor there, darlings. And here we have the Weaver, though, spinning what you would call reality into being. And then, after her, comes what you all call the Worm. And he waves a hand to the Worm. And you can see it as it takes center stage. And it looks to be flying over what looks to be a forest. Before, where its shadow passes, fire erupts. And a great forest fire begins sweeping through everything, consuming it, and destroying everything in its path.
And the worm whose purpose was to return the potential.
Oh yes, all of you darlings, if you wish to chime in at all and ask questions or anything, we are an open performance here. But yes, Maddie, yes, exactly. The worm, its original purpose, darling, was to restore the potential of what had been made back to the wild once its purpose and time had passed. As he waves a hand to the forest, and you can see from the ashes of this devastated area, new life begin to grow, stronger and better than the life that had been destroyed before. This was what it was supposed to be like. This was how things were meant to be. The wild supplies potential, supplies the imagination for new things to come into being. The Weaver would give them shape, give them form, give them stability. And when their time had passed, when their purpose had been served, the worm would destroy them and allow that potential to return to the cycle, to be returned into new other forms.
And all this was created by Gaia.
One moment. I need to grab some water because my throat is getting a little bit dry. Give me one moment.
Right? No, take a restroom break at the same time.
I need to refill my water.
Okay, time for Marten.
Joke.
Drip, drip on the head.
Hello there, Scratched. How are you?
Oh, I needed that. Alright, got my Wawa.
I don't think Foxfiend is back yet.
Okay. And I will wait for Foxing to return.
Dok, dok,
Tuk tuk.
dok, dok.
And turns out the Weaver created man.
I'm back.
Welcome
Welcome
back. This was how things were meant to be. This was how things were supposed to be. And then they broke. And as Domino says that on the stage, you can hear a great roar come out as threads begin to lash out and wrap around the worm and begin binding it into place, holding it as it lets out these tortured cries trying to break free and absolutely failing to do so.
And the Weaver grew fed up with the worm's destruction, and thus bound the worm to the material, to the world it was creating, trapping it.
You can see the wild is trying to help, but the Weaver is also lashing out at it as well, but its webs are helpless to try to catch hold of something that has no form. The wild is helpless to help the worm, but it is able to easily avoid being captured itself. As Domino nods to you, Maddie. Indeed, the Weaver grew mad, so the stories go. She grew angry. She grew upset at seeing her lovely creation being destroyed over and over and over again, even though she knew that the worm was simply doing its job. She disliked having her things broken, so to speak. And so she set out to try to ensure that nothing would break it again. And she began to try to bind the worm into reality, to trap it, to seal it, to keep it from serving its purpose.
But the worm was never meant to be bound, and so in its existence it grew mad, deranged, insane, and now it lashes out at the world.
You can see the once proud serpent begins to change, begins to twist. And from it, you can see 3 massive heads begin to push forth. And Domino nods. Yes. The worm became less a serpent and more a hydra. There are 3 main heads. The Beast of War, he nods to one of the heads. A creature of blood and rage. and you can just see it writhing, trying to break free, trying to get loose, trying to do anything to break its bonds. This is a creature of senseless rage and madness that seeks to destroy everything that lies before it. It is nothing but chaos, created through destruction, pain, and suffering. And he waves a hand to the second one. This one is like almost a skeletal-like creature. Its scales and skin dripping with decay and rot. The Defiler Worm, the second head. This is the beast of corruption that seeks to worm its way into the hearts and souls of everything and to rot it from the inside out, to eat it alive until there is nothing but hollow emptiness within. Your enemy is this one. You say that you wish to destroy Pentex, yes?
That is correct.
Pentex is the most powerful servant of the Defiler Worm. Its goals are to drag creation kicking and screaming into their own basic instincts, to take reckless risks, and to destroy themselves with their greed and lust. It is perhaps one of the most powerful servants in your world today. If you are to do as you say, no doubt you will face powerful servants of the Defiler. But we have more. He waves a hand to the third one. This one just seems to be large and fat. And very, very, very almost not lazy, but sedate. It's not moving very much compared to the other two that are writhing and struggling. This one's just kind of there.
He's just vibing.
Domino chuckles when you say that. This is the Eater of Souls. This is the center head. This is the being that wishes to fill the world with corruption and to devour everything. It is emptiness. It is obsession. It manifests in both absolute desires that control a person utterly, the junkie who searches for their next hit, the vampire in their never-ending search for blood, while also those who feel nothing, who try to feel something. And it, out of the three, is the most dangerous. It considers you mortals to be its children. And once, in the 16th century, the Eater of Souls nearly manifested in your reality. It nearly managed to break through and physically manifest in your world. And had it done so, it would have ended everything.
Roanoke.
Domino looks over at you when you say that and nods. You have heard the story.
Our tribe mates gave their lives to keep it from coming into this realm.
Domino nods. It was truly a glorious sight. It was perhaps one of the greatest and most, even for me, when I did not have a soul. It moved me. It was perhaps one of the greatest acts of self-sacrifice that I have ever seen, when an entire tribe of werewolves, man, woman, and child, and not just them, but every single deceased member of that tribe, sacrificed themselves against the Eater of Souls. They struck a great blow against it, and dealt a truly vicious wound to the beast, and hurled it back into Malpheus. What you see before you is it still struggling to try to recover from the damage that was done so many centuries ago. Even now, it is still not able to move or stir. Once, maybe a decade ago, a group of black spiral dancers attempted a ritual here in Empty Springs to tear the gauntlet and drag the creature back into our world again. But a group of werewolves, much like yourselves, were able to prevent that from happening. They were able, with gifts from Gaia herself, to drive back the weakened manifestation before it could fully draw its full power, as it were, when it was stepping into our world. They hit it right when it was in the door, and they slammed it in its face. They, along with a group of mages as well. It was quite the sight to see. My own beloved was among them. Oh, to see her work, it was absolutely fantastic. But I am getting off topic. But before we continue our show, everyone, do you have any questions at all? Any little tidbits you might wish to hear? This is a one and only time where I will not consider it a favor to answer your questions, as I am paying back the storyteller at the moment.
3 heads. One being war, one being decay, and one being
Corruption.
corruption.
These are the 3 main heads of the world. These are, it's sort of the heads that control most everything directly, even if they are so large that they normally cannot manifest in reality. They're too vast, too powerful. If they ever did manifest, it would be the end of everything. Normally, as he looks towards you, Michael.
Why is he looking at me?
Anybody can be corrupted. And you're
Oh,
trying
no.
to work in the belly of the beast.
there was once sparks that empowered great heroes, that gave them the ability to defy fate, to defy everything that was considered to happen, that will happen. They were heroes of such might and power as to be almost unstoppable, you could say. And
Yeah, I
you,
believe I've heard of them before.
and you, Michael, now carry one of those sparks, faint though as it is.
So is that why I'm a mummy? No, mummy wouldn't work either. No bandages. But what's this spark supposed to do anyways, then?
To give you power, to give you the ability to defy fate and to change it. And perhaps a few other tricks that you can learn with time. I'm more than willing to possibly teach you if you would like, darling.
No offense, Domino, but I really don't want to be in your debt.
I might consider it a favor owed to an old friend, possibly.
Well, if that's the case, then by all means. But I'm definitely not going to be in your debt for it.
Naruto just chuckles. Well done. You have the potential to be a great hero, Michael. As do, well, the rest of you. You have the potential to save the world. There is a being, Michael, that is coming. I believe you have encountered it once before.
Are you referring to the Deathsinger?
Yes. 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 I mean, yes, darling, I am.
I'm sorry, out of character. Would Maddie know about the Deathsinger?
Did you guys tell her about the Deathsinger?
No.
Nope.
Nope.
Because it technically
so-
happens in the future, and we met them in the future. So, yeah.
So, Maddie gives you a glance. The Deathsinger? Who is this Deathsinger?
Well, you know that we came from the future, technically, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
As
in the
established
future, we
early on.
apparently woke it up.
Okay.
It's a
Given
spirit.
the name. I was gonna say, given the name, it sounds far worse than waking up someone's grandpa.
As long as it's not grandmother.
The Deathsinger is one of the most powerful spirits around. And surprisingly, it is not a worm spirit. It is actually a Gaian spirit.
Huh. Alright.
Its duty is when Gaia is dying, her natural death. When life is meant to end here, the Deathsinger is meant to awaken and to sing this world to its end, to bring peace to the last living things, and to escort Gaia to what awaits her at the end of life on Earth, so to speak. At least, that is what the tales tell of it.
Hmm. Hey.
Its song is the song of the end. But it is not evil. It is simply its purpose. And
Right.
if it is awakened early, though, that is the problem. Because it will seek to do its duty when it is not yet its time.
Hmm.
So that might explain quite a bit of why the Deathsinger, or why the Time Mage decided to send us back to the past.
Because we haven't awoken it yet.
It's also likely that the Deathsinger, it will take it time for it to gather its full power. Especially since it awoke early. It's not going to be nearly as powerful as it was before. Or what it should be. It will likely take months, if not years, for it to possibly gather its full strength to do
Well,
what it is meant to do.
Now it's no longer been awoken, right?
So far, yes.
So, Michael, was Pentex involved in its awakening?
No, it showed up when we visited a certain ancient mage city. An ancient city that's currently out in the Umbra, called Horizon, I think.
Yes.
Hmm.
The lost city of mages that was lost in the Avatar storm during the Week of Nightmares.
Oh, our fight with Pentex has nothing to do with the Deathsinger and the reason why you guys were sent back in time.
Don't
Is
know
that
that.
right?
The mage didn't tell us why, just said that there was something wrong.
Hmm.
And well, it's presumable that with my death and rising back up as a white. I might be a white.
You are not right.
But either way, we're pretty sure that the Time Mage is no more.
And what makes you say that?
Do we not know
Hmm.
about paradox and stuff, Kerr?
Oh, you do, but Domino's might be
Oh.
teasing you.
Oh. Well, because Paradox probably just completely blasted him up the ass.
Fair. That is fair.
I mean, there's a chance that he survived, but... Well, we haven't heard from him, so who knows?
Who knows? Maybe there's even a chance that we can redeem the White Howlers. You guys do know who the White Howlers were, right?
I don't recall offhand.
You may know them as their current name, the Black Spiral Dancers.
Oh. Right. They're the ones who descended to try to find a solution to the worm problem and went insane.
It's a little bit more bigger than that. As Domino says that, he waves a finger, and the stage changes, showing the forces of the Gaults fighting against the forces of Rome itself in a pitch battle. The White Howlers were among one of the big groups that resisted Rome at the time. And they fought basically a constant warfare against Rome, which at that time period was quite corrupt by the worm. And in order to keep the vampires and the other creatures from taking over their territory, their cairns, and their people, they began to slide a little bit into the darker aspects of what they knew, binding spirits of rage, of war, of blood, and other very nasty things.
En route to make their own corruption.
They were fighting for everything they could. They were fighting in order to save their people, to save their world. And slowly, bit by bit, they were being pushed back until they began to resort to desperate measures, unleashing worm spirits on their enemy. When they did, they began to turn the tide a little bit. They began to push back the invaders. And by doing so, they bought themselves time. But they also opened Pandora's box.
It worked, but it cost them a lot.
They began to ask themselves, to wonder if they could take the fight directly to the worm, to infiltrate Malpheus itself, the lair of the worm and its most powerful minion, and to seek to destroy it outright. Its greatest champions, its most powerful heroes, along with their greatest weapons, prepared themselves. They opened a moon bridge, a gateway, from their cairn to Malpheus, and proceeded to trek into that hellish abyss. What happened there, even I am not 100% assured of. Such things are beyond even my sight, darlings. but I also know some of the first-hand accounts of what happened there. The forces of the White Howlers fought well, and they fought to the man. But by entering Malpheus, they damned themselves. Corruption, bit by bit, seeped into them, slowly took over, and corrupted them. Those that were not killed were twisted into what would later be the first Black Spiral Dancers. And eventually, the last hero who went down there fell and willingly danced the Black Spiral, cementing themselves to the worm. And from there, they led the worm's forces against their kin. They led great hosts of Banes across the world, and especially across their old home, corrupting every cairn they had. And finally, at the very last cairn, the remaining White Howlers led a noble final stand, but it was all for naught, and they fell to the worm. And with that was the end of the Howlers. Lion, the patron spirit of them, he did not fall, but he lost much of his power. He now serves under Griffin, and without Lion, there can be no more White Howlers.
But I still believe they can be redeemed. Even if it doesn't come to be from Lion.
Such a thing would be very, very difficult to do. Almost impossible, some would say. But the possibility, theoretically, is there if you could find one who either has not fallen to the worm yet and danced the spiral, or you have found one who has been redeemed, perhaps in the fiery silver sea of Erebus. But to do so would be a grand challenge and task.
Looks to Michael.
Right now, I'm kind of focused on just getting the Pentex taken care of, but yes, it would be a grand task to try and remove the redeem the White Howlers.
The White Howlers work, or the Black Spirals work very extensively with Pentex.
So it's quite possible that it'll happen along the way.
Yes. They are sort of the heavy hitters for Pentex when Pentex needs things dead.
Even though Pentex thinks of them as dogs on a leash instead of actual allies.
Mm-hmm.
Those two would be at each other's throats, given the chance.
Which you could use in order to help to devastate them even more.
If we could get them to turn on each other, it would weaken them both. Hmm.
Just depends on the spread of information.
Sounds like a PR campaign is needed somewhere. I might know someone or have a favor. But that's
go ahead.
for later. Anyways,
I believe that we are running out of time for this. I need to return you all, darlings, back to where we got you from.
already?
Yes, unfortunately, I simply did not have that much time. Finding you was very, very difficult. So much warding, honestly.
So I suppose that there's even more reason to suspect this squirrel.
Oh, Flufferkins. He is always out trying to make a buck.
I mean, can't fault someone for trying to make a buck, but
If it causes
means-
corruption,
the means of which someone does so, you can blame him for it.
But perhaps we can continue this conversation later, darlings. It's always possible. But for now, I must send you off. And a warning. Be very wary of that squirrel. There's far more to him than meets the eye, darling. Toodles!
Toodles.
Also, I say that because I need to grab dinner real quick before the next session.
okay.
I understand.
It's probably going to take us like 5 or 10 minutes to go over everything, just in case.
And does Maddie even know about the War of Rage?
War of Rage?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds familiar. I don't recall
It wa-
exactly what.
War set up by the Black Spirals that basically pit the Guru and some of the other races against each other.
Oh yeah.
Against
And,
the major changelings. I mean, not changelings, but the different changing races.
Yeah, it basically ended with the slaughter of a couple of the races, like supposedly the Naga and the Bunyips.
Right. I do remember that.
And there's still races that hate the werewolves because of it.
I mean, understandable.
Because fun fact,
Genocide is typically frowned upon.
if the Guy and Guru could actually work together with each other, they could actually stop the worm pretty damn easily. The worm would not be able to fight a united front.
That really does seem to be a very common theme among all across media as a whole.
If people could just set aside their differences and work together,
Yeah, no,
there
like
wouldn't be nearly so many issues.
it's literally said by the like the creators and stuff. If the werewolves could actually put aside their issues and work together, they would crush the forces of the worm, and they would easily be able to win the apocalypse. Problem is, the werewolves are like a bunch of cats. They do not work very well with each other at all. And now, apparently, with the new edition that's coming out, they're getting even fucking worse.
Oh, fun.
I'm looking at you, Git of Fenris.
Uh-huh.
I mean, to be fair, that group is possibly the most contentious.
Oh no, in the new stuff that's coming out, which I think is considered modern day, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so basically the Git offender has considered everyone else to not be doing enough against against the worm, and basically said, "We're taking over. If you guys don't follow us, then you're obviously worm tainted and evil, and we will kill you."
Mm-hmm.
So
Instead of leveraging each group's strengths towards the war effort, it decided to go. You're not fighting like how I fight. Obviously, you're the enemy.
yeah, so if you don't serve us and do exactly what we say, you're obviously a spy for the worm, and we need to kill you. If you don't do what I say because you don't like me, obviously you're an enemy and we should kill you. Needless to say, the rest of the Guru Nation basically said, "Fuck off."
Understandable. But, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Another split in the faction.
Like, these guys just cannot fucking work together. And it's just like, really? Really, you bitches?
But you were getting food.
Yes, I need to get my foods.
Alright.
All right, let's go ahead and wrap up this recording. So, thank you everybody so much for joining us today for House of the Deathsinger World of Darkness Werewolf. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Twitter, Patreon, and more. They are on the website as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, tippers, and subscribers. It is because of your support that I'm able to continue bringing these streams to you all. I really cannot do this without your guys' help and support, so thank you. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It is one of the best ways to support the channel, though you can also do so by sharing the stream around, becoming a Stream Loot subscriber, subscribing to our YouTube, or by just coming by and hanging out with us. But for now, thank you all so much for joining, and I bid you the most fondest adieu.
Duke.
Bye.
Bye-bye.